Good evening and welcome to another World of Warships video with Captain Darkwing Glacier. In this battle I am taking out my Tier 7 Japanese battleship, the Nagato. The Nagato is a relatively new ship in my port. I got it just a little while ago and I have been eager for a long time to try the ship out because I have faced it and been on the wrong side of its 16-inch guns many times in my own Tier 7 battleships. So I was kind of keen to try this thing out. The guns are supposedly very accurate. It has good secondaries. And this is a battle in which I ended up being on the lower tiers. Actually, I'm mid-tier in this because it is a Tier 8 game. There's North Carolina and a Baltimore and a Mogami on my side. And there are also Tier 6 ships as well, the Normandy on the western side of the map, for example. So the first thing I did was gun my engine, and then I kind of slowed down because I realized, maybe I should let my Tier 8 comrades go first before I just kind of plow into the cap and get blapped by a bunch of Tier 8 battleships. And then I decided to go wide to the east. And I think that this particular battle was a good one to make a video of because there were a lot of little tips and tricks that I kind of used in this game. I had some pretty good situational awareness in this game. And it's not something I have all the time because there are plenty of times where I just blunder into torpedoes that seemingly came out of nowhere, but if I was paying better attention, I would have known where they were coming from and dodged preemptively. But in this battle, I guess my mind was kind of working properly. So when those incidents come up, I will definitely let you know and kind of what I was thinking at the time. So here's an Edinburgh, and I'm definitely happy to see one of those because I know that my 16-inch guns can make big holes in its armor, or rather the paper sides that the ship is made out of. And we got kind of a okay hit, but it's headed bow on, so that's probably a contributor there. I spot a Baltimore, which I'm hoping I can get, but he looks like he's going to sneak behind the island. So I decide that, if I go around the flank, I should be able to get some nice broadside shot on these guys, if presuming that they remain in the same place. But then there's an enemy Leon, who does have a lot of guns, but mine are better, so I could probably take a Leon in a head-to-head fight. So I'm still trying to peek over the hill here, see if I can get a shot on the Baltimore, but it looks like it's a no-go, and I'm not going to waste my shots and get myself detected by doing it. So the Edinburgh is moving forwards. He is basically wide open. If I was a little bit faster, I could get around that corner and totally take him out without any problems whatsoever. But it looks like either the Mogami or the Baltimore would be in a better chance, but the Baltimore was definitely scared away by the Leon. The Mogami is probably waiting to torpedo him if he gets too close, and I think the Leon is wise to that because he is slowing down and he's definitely not at full throttle. So I wait for my guns to clear the hill, line up my shot, and shots out. But the Leon is very well angled, so I get 2 bounces, 1 penetrating hit and 1 overpen. And it looks like the Edinburgh is now turned around. He might be either just trying to flee because he believes he's overextended, or perhaps he's going to be dumping some torpedoes in hopes of getting the Mogami, who is now switched to HE. I think maybe he was HE to begin with. I'm not sure, but in any case, it was a wise decision to use HE on the Leon since he's bow on. So I fire another AP salvo myself, and I get 2 more bounces and 1 shatter, but I do a little bit of damage too. Now the Leon is definitely hurting. He's down to 12,000%. Looks like the Baltimore is turned around, realizing that he actually can get in this fight. Our Mogami is actually doing some tanking and reversing, but I know that I can finish this guy off quickly, so I just gun the engines and line up for a broadside shot. Hopefully I can get it off before he turns completely away, but then someone steals the kill. And there's the Edinburgh, And that's another kill that, well, wasn't really stolen from me, but I could have killed him if those torpedoes hadn't done so first. So there's an enemy Colorado, and I'm not too afraid of the Colorado at this point, especially if I go bow on. But I realize that this is a time when I need to start bullying myself into the cap, because the Baltimore's the only ship in there as far as I know. And whoops, looks like there's another one, and a Mogami's in there as well. So I need to be aware of those two guys, but I get the impression that the Mogami and the Baltimore behind me, my allied ships, are a little bit timid. And if I take the lead here, they're going to follow me in, and then we can take the cap. So the Baltimore is still trying to shoot at me. Looks like we also have a Minsk in the cap too, so there's a lot more ships in there than we thought, but we still have the numbers. I mean, we have the North Carolina, who is keeping his distance. We have the two cruisers with me, and we have a Scharnhorst and a Shiratsu over on to the western side of the cap, or southwest of the cap. Now, the Colorado is showing a little bit too much broadside at this point. And there's the Mogami, and he looks like he is sticking his nose out there, and he's probably trying to get in a position to launch some torpedoes. And there's the Minsk. He's setting up a smoke, but my guns aren't going to be ready in time to take a shot at him. And undoubtedly there's torpedoes on the way from him. Now there looks like now it's probably the Shiratsu who launched some torpedoes, who takes out the Baltimore. Good job there. But there still is Mogami back there who took some damage, and I think he's realizing he needs to get out of there. But you'll notice he's just kind of sitting there. I think what he's doing is he is waiting for me to come around that corner so he can just tear me to pieces with a full salvo of torpedoes. So I realize I need to stop. I need to cut my engine and throw off his solution, or his torpedo solution. So you can see my speed is starting to slow down, because I know that there are torpedoes coming. Or at least I'm assuming there are torpedoes coming. Because now the Mogami's moving forward, which means he's probably already launched. And now he's moving to get out of there. Yep, and there are the torpedoes. See, if I was still going full speed, I just would have plowed into them, and I probably either would have gotten killed outright, or I would have been severely damaged. And there's the second wave. So I wait. I know he has two launchers on either side, so if I, waited for the first one to pass and then was starting to go forward again, that would have been a mistake. Now the Mogami is definitely trying to leave, but there are two cruisers there going to finish him off. And here's the Colorado, and I kind of take my time. I know I have plenty of chances at this guy. So I get the first shot, and then there's the Minsk. He's trying to hide behind the island, but I still have two guns loaded. So I have the opportunity to take him out without having to wait for the full 32-second reload of my guns. And my two rear turrets are ready. Shots out. And there we have kill number 2.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
In the meantime, the Mogami is still there. And now my front turrets have just reloaded. My secondaries are firing. And I'm all set. Take a shot with one salvo, or one turret, and it gets the kill. So that's kill number 3. I just went from 0 to 3 kills in, I don't know what, less than 2 minutes? And we get the cap, and you'll notice my damage is kind of a paltry 26,000, but I mean, getting the kills is important. I mean, I'm not trying to steal kills from other players, it's just I'm trying to time my shots and make my shots the most efficient.
Torpedoes to starboard.
And here's some torpedoes coming in, and I think it's probably, yeah, if I keep going, I'll evade those. It was kind of the Mogami's last-ditch effort to take me out. And we just lost another ship. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we did. So we've cleaned out, for the most part, all the ships on this flank, but we are outnumbered on the other flank. So I'm not sure what the Shiratsu is doing. Maybe he's going north to take out the Boise, who is probably in Cap Bravo. Our Cleveland looks like he's in trouble. I send a salvo down to see if I can help him by taking out the Boise, but the Cleveland goes down, and the Boise is still alive. So we're still up with 5 ships left to their 4, so things are still in pretty good shape. We do have an equal number of caps. So we have more points than they do, so if everything remains unchanged, then we will win. But we gotta put these guys away. We can't just afford to let them get away with what they want. So this Boise looks like he's either trying to rendezvous with the rest of his team and evade us, who are all starting to close in on him. I get out a broadside thinking, oh, I can just totally destroy him with this, and I was very much disappointed with the fact that I didn't hit with anything. And I know I don't even really have to maneuver. He's firing AP, which isn't going to do that much damage to my armor, so I can just take it and not really care, not have to worry about dodging so much. And waiting for the next salvo, my guns to reload. Shots out. And we'll see how this one does. One hit, another hit, and a Citadel, and that is kill number 4. So our Normandy just took out the Bismarck over there, but he is on very low health. There are 2 ships left. There's the Boise, and there is an Akatsuki out there somewhere. The last time someone saw him was north of the A-cap, but really at this point he could be anywhere. I'm closest to the Normandy at this point, so I'm in the best position to help him out against this Boise, whereas the rest of my team is either too far away from the action or, in the Shiratsu's case, is getting another cap and kind of confirming the win. And there goes our Normandy. He goes down. So I realize, I just need to close the distance, but I have to be aware that there is a destroyer out there, and I honestly have no idea where he is, but now I'm detected. So that means that the Boise probably came out from behind the island, or the destroyer is what's seeing me.
Torpedoes to starboard.
And there are torpedoes, so that's definitely from the Akatsuki. Looks like there's only one set, so that means he's still in the A-cap, or at least the vicinity of it. I still am keeping my guns aimed this way, because I think the Boise's over there. Unless he's turning around and running, which he could do, but it's not going to help him win the game. And then he opens fire, and that's a mistake. I guess he's either desperate at this point, but my guns are already pointed right in the right direction, and that's the Kraken unleashed. But there's still one ship left that we have to take out. See, that Boise, I'm not really sure what he was trying to do. Maybe if he went into the A-cap, hid behind an island, he'd do better. Okay, look, here's some more torpedoes. There's the first salvo and the second, one right behind the other. And you'll note that the first salvo is a little bit to the right of the second one, which is a little bit to the right of the third one. So that means that the Akatsuki is moving from right to left from my perspective. And I'm not detected right now. So he has to be behind that island that's just on the left side of the screen. That's my prediction, and I tell my teammates that's where I think he is, and right on cue, he shows up on the mini-map. I know exactly where he is. I'm already beginning my turn. I line up my shots. He's low on health. He's not going to survive this. Or is he? He is making a desperate dash for that island, and I'm desperately trying to turn my ship around so I can get my guns on target. That island is coming up awfully close. My secondaries are shooting, but not doing so much. Here's my last chance. I get the shots off. He goes behind the island, and I get the kill.
Enemy destroyer foundered.
That's kill number 6. So I hope you enjoyed that video. It's key that you have situational awareness. That's one thing. You got to predict what the enemy is going to do. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes on the mini-map, and you will be more successful. So thank you very much for watching.